Hey, how you doing? How are you doing this, well, it's evening where I am. I wonder where you are and what time it is for you. So, we're talking about having it all, doing whatever you want to do, creating a life, a business that you actually want, putting your hands up and declaring that you are going to get everything that you want out of life and business. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, tell you a little bit about how, yeah, my bit, basically, and then take you through my process of how I get everything that I want ultimately, which kind of sounds really weird and even strange coming out of my lips, but that is the way that it is. Basically, sometimes when you want to make a life, a business that you want, you kind of have to just be very bold and say what you want. But anyway, starting with number one thing that you need to do, and this is something that I had to do when I decided that I was no longer just going to live a passive, hello, Christine, how you doing? When I decided I was no longer going to live a kind of passive existence, one of the first things I did, which is not necessarily always what other people do, I don't think, it was decide that I didn't like. So I gained awareness about what I no longer liked in my life, things that I'd kind of accepted that this is what I was going to have to do for the rest of my life and things. Hello, thanks for dropping in. Things that I thought that I had to settle for, things that I thought that I had to have because this is the way everybody else was living, and so this was all I could get. For me, it took going bankrupt and all of that kind of craziness for me to finally realize that no, I no longer wanted to settle for these little things. They seemed little, but then you start adding them up one by one. They add up to a life you don't much like, a life that may be successful, on the face of things, I looked successful, okay? I looked as though I had it all, but I didn't. I was just settling for a life that my parents had decided I was going to live or that I thought I had to live because, I don't know, there's all kinds of reasons we give ourselves. But finally, I had to step up in awareness and decide, no, you know what? I'm not satisfied with this anymore. I'm going to even make a list of things I don't want in my life anymore. And I actually did that. I made a list of things that I didn't want. And that was it for me. The beginning was to become aware. What didn't I want in my life? The second thing I had to do then was take full responsibility. I lived a very passive life for a very long time because, again, I'd just kind of gone along with the flow, done what I was told to do, just, and then I was supposed to be happy and I wasn't happy. So it was like, finally, I had to realize that if I actually wanted to live a good, big life, I was going to have to create that. It wasn't going to just happen to me. I had to take full responsibility, and taking full responsibility can be pretty darn scary because suddenly you have no one to blame. There's no one that you can look at and say, oh, it's because you said I should do this or any of that nonsense. You take full responsibility for the results that you're getting. And for me, that was a bit scary. I still remember having a pastor telling me how passive I used to be, and I didn't get it at that point. And I suddenly realized when, I hit rock bottom, I suppose, that, hey, if I do want something to change, I have to take full responsibility for making it happen. The whole waiting for the norms around me to tell me it's okay, that just kind of had to be done. So I did. I just took full responsibility. The third thing I did was finally now, so what do I actually want? Sometimes you'll find that it's easier to decide what you don't want, which is why I always start there. What don't I want anymore? Then take full responsibility for changing it. And then finally, it's like, okay, so what do I want to replace it with? What do I actually want my life to look like? And that is always an ongoing exploration, an ongoing looking at what's going on and deciding this is now what I want, because what you wanted yesterday may not be what you want today. And that's okay, because we are made to expand. We are made to grow, to be bigger all the time. So you don't need to hold on to yesterday's goals at all. You can just rewrite them all and start again. And that's absolutely fine. I'm not talking about becoming, dithery and not changing your mind every other second, but I am saying that you will always expand and you will always grow in awareness of what is actually possible for you. Because for me, even when I started making these lists first of making lists, I do write lists out actually. But when I started making these lists, they were still quite small, what I thought I was allowed to have. And so as you get bigger, as you become someone who is a lot more aware than you are currently, you'll realize that you're giving yourself more permission to claim the things that you really, truly want. And you'll start with the surface stuff, but then you'll go beyond that as you realize, actually, you know what? There's no reason why I need to limit myself here. I can have whatever I want. So why not? Excuse me. Why not have whatever I want, okay? And you'll start to get rid of some of the crazy ideas about what is selfish, what is not selfish, all of that stuff that people have told you about. You need to, as I said already, take full responsibility for deciding, you know what? I am a powerful human being. I can have whatever I want, so why not? Why not? It's not even about, I don't know, because sometimes we make it all about being moral or ethical or anything like that. And it's nothing like that, because ultimately we've been created to be powerful. And yet we limit ourselves for false reasons. And it's time to actually grow in awareness about there is no reason for you not to have it all. Absolutely none. Because just because you have it all doesn't mean anybody else can't have it all. In fact, if anything, the fact that you step into your full power will enable people next to you think, you know what, why not me as well? But whilst you're trying to be the same as everybody else and you're trying to be loyal to false ideas about what is possible for you, then honey, you're also stifling the people around you, okay? So I'm not saying that you need to live your whole life to satisfy anybody else's. No, that's not really about what this is about, but it is about taking ownership of the fact that when you live full out, you can impact the world in a better, in a bigger, more expansive way that actually helps people, rather than you making judgments about what you're allowed to do and then making judgments for everybody else about what they're allowed to do and all of that kind of craziness. But anyway, that's kind of a bit of a tangent. But yeah, at this step, we're trying to create the life that you want and being open to the fact that it will continue to expand and open up, and that's absolutely fine. You can have whatever it is that you want. You really, truly can. You need to actually just start to accept that as part of your truth. And then on to the next bit, which was, okay, now I know what I want. What are the options? How do I get what I want? Because you don't know which one is going to work. So sometimes I just kind of make a list of all the different things I'm going to try out. When I get new ideas, I write them down. I start to take action on them, which does take me to the next step, which is, the fourth step, which is ultimately you start to think about all the options available to you, because as I said, you don't know which one is going to work. You push on all the doors. I still remember someone saying to me a few years ago now that, look here, instead of waiting for the perfect door to open, and because I'm Christian, so you're like praying to God, oh Lord, open only the right door, and I'm not going to try anything till you tell me to go. It's like, no, you know what? I'm going to push every single door. If you don't want me to go through that door, you best close it, basically. And that's the attitude I would say to you is a better one to have than I'm just going to sit here and wait and hope that things are going to work out. No. You push every single door that you can think of, and then you see which one actually gives you the passageway that you are looking for, okay? So that's number 4. And then number 5, it is take action, take action, take action, take action, take action, take action, execute, 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 execute. Do not stop executing. Do not stop to think, oh, is it not working yet? I'm not really sure. Oh my God, none of that stuff. You just keep moving forward, okay? You keep taking action, you keep taking action, you keep taking action, and things will work. And that kind of brings me to how can you become someone who is continually taking action? One, it is a decision that you make, but it's also that you surround yourself with people who will support you. Lots of people try and do this whole thing on their own. They try to have it all on their own. They think they have to be independent and they have to be the lone wolf thing. And so they don't last, because it's just tough when you're surrounded by norms to be trying to do anything different from the norm, okay? So you have to choose to surround yourself with people who are on the same path as you, or get you at least, basically, who will encourage you. Even when it seems as though nothing is working, they will be on your side and support you in moving forward. So make sure that you are building relationships with people who are going to support you, okay? Whether it's your coach, whether it's a mastermind group, whether it's just friends that are kind of weird, just like you, basically, and they just kind of refuse to settle for the norm, then you want to have those kind of people around you, because that is what will help you carry on moving forward and taking the next step. Of course, you can come and have a look at the Deliberate Millionaire, where there's a lot of us crazy people in there, and we're desperately, we're not desperate, we are determinedly moving forward. So yeah, have a look at that. It's rosemarynonny.com/Deliberate Millionaire. And then final thing is this. I did do a lot. I've done a few successful businesses, and some of them were just sideways steps away from my career as a pharmacist because it just seemed like this is the one way of making money. This is how I can make money. So let me just do this thing over here. And that's all well and good, except it didn't fulfill me. So the final thing for me was finally accepting my calling, accepting my mission on this planet, and choosing that I was not going to settle for just a business that would give me money or just a career that would give me money, but that one that will give me lots of money as well as fulfillment inside of me so that I can use the gifts, the talents, the calling on my life. I can actually make it work. And that was one of the hardest things. That has been one of the hardest things for me because it's all right doing something that you kind of know you can do. And like being a pharmacist, for some people, it seems hard. To me, it was just easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And so I didn't really have to think about it. It was the zone of, excellence. I was good at it and that's fine. But then to do this, like my coaching where I'm working with entrepreneurs, helping them make money, all of that stuff, and really trying to help people see just how powerful they are. For me, and with singing involved and all of that kind of craziness, for me, that was so close to my heart that it was really difficult to really do it. But you have to find within you the courage to actually follow your heart and only do work that actually makes you come alive rather than work that just pays. You want it to make you come alive as well. We have one life. We have a mission. We have a reason. We have a purpose. And we want to make sure that we are living that out, regardless of how fearful it might seem, because that is when we will have the most impact on people. That is when we will change the most lives. So honeys, this final step is where you choose to do work that you actually love. Regardless of what anybody says is possible for you, you choose to do work that you love and you choose to decide that it is going to pay in some way, okay? And you're going to figure it out because you are going to stay on the path until it works. And you are going to change a lot of lives when you do that, okay? So this is how you get to have it all. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, take full responsibility. Number 3, create. Number 4, decide on all the options. Number 5, decide which one you're going to move with and execute. Number 6, make sure you're surrounding yourselves with people who will support you. And number 7, follow your calling, okay? Don't just settle for any old thing. Follow your calling. Okay, and on that note, Project You is here. So if you know that 2016 has to be so different from 2015 and you're fed up of faffing, you're fed up of procrastinating, and you're ready to start taking those big ideas, big dreams that you have inside of you and actually make them reality, then let's have a 25-minute business consultation or consultation, because it might not just be business that you're looking at, okay? And yeah, so if you want to find out more about how you can have that, it's completely free consultation with me. You just need to send me a message on Facebook. Rosemary Nonny Knight is my business page. Rosemary Nonny Knight is my business page. Send me through a private message and we will arrange a conversation and then see if Project You is right for you. Project You is a coaching program that is designed just around you and what you need and what you want to get out of life and business and all of that stuff in 2016. So let's have that free conversation and see if Project You is right for you. But whichever way, you will leave that conversation, you will leave that consultation knowing that a next step plan for how to get what you want out of life and business in 2016. Does that sound great to you? I certainly hope so. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you if this is interesting to you. And it's time to fight for to create the life, the business you want, because you absolutely can, as I hope I've got across to you. Okay then.